Charm Grammy Crochet. How are you today? Today is, I think it's Friday, maybe 17th. Excuse me. We are, well, welcome to my channel. We are still in Virginia. If you are following along, my husband and I retired less than a year ago, and we are living in a camper. Long story, but we had two. Now we're down to one. And, excuse me. And, we are traveling again. We spent the summer in Ohio, where we're from, where our kids are, so we could be with them. And we left Wednesday, the 15th, headed to Virginia. And we are close to DC, about a half an hour, I think, away from Washington, DC. The idea of being here is that we wanted to spend a day in DC. We've been there before. We've been there before. We saw most of the things that we spent a week there. The World War, excuse me. The World War II monument was just being built when we were there the first time. And we've always said we wanted to go back and see it completed. So that's what we wanted to do. Plus, I want to drive around at night and maybe do one of those tours in the, buses with the glass ceilings or whatever, and see the monuments lit up at night. This does happen to be during a government shutdown. I don't know what all is going to be open and what is not going to be open. But that'll be a video for another day or two away, and we'll see what we saw. So after we complete this video, we're out of here. But today's video is a crochet video, so it's not a travel video. And I am participating with Laura from Mimi's Crochet and Farming in her What's in a Name video, or crochet along. You are supposed to crochet something that has your name in the title. If you can't find anything that has your name in the title that you want to crochet, then you have to make up your own design. Well, Lynette is not a very popular name. There were a couple of dolls that were cute, but I just don't have the supplies here to want to make a doll. And I don't want to buy all that yarn to do the doll justice. So I said no on the doll. Then anything else, there was on Ravelry maybe 15 at the very most. I looked at things that even had like Lynn, Lyn, Lynn. I looked under Nettie. There wasn't anything I wanted to make. So I decided that I would make a Mobius shawl. That's what I want to do. I want to do a gift for my daughter. She loves cowls in the wintertime. And I had this red cotton, nice cotton. I bought it at a local yarn store in Michigan. And I thought, I'll make her, and she could, a big red, fire engine red cowl. And she could wear it spring, fall, and winter because it's, cotton. So it wouldn't be too hot. And, that was my thought. And I searched some patterns, and Fiber Spider has this pattern that I just fell in love with. It is, I think he calls it the Cabbage Patch, or just Cabbage. I think it's called the Cabbage Patch, but I'll try to remember to link it. So I did a variation of that. I watched a couple of videos on how you make a Mobius wrap, shawl, cowl, whatever you want to call it. And I started with doing it, and then I thought I would just twist it, but that's not really how you make the Mobius. And I did it in the cotton, and I didn't like it. So we were at, where'd I go? Michael's. We were near Michael's, and I'm like, I just want to go in, and yeah, I bought yarn. I bought the cloud cakes. I don't know if you've ever worked with a cloud cake. This is so soft. It's got this halo on it. You can see the halo. And I thought, will this be hard to frog? I have maybe 3 or 4 cloud cakes in my stash in the storage unit. Not colors that my daughter would wear, and where would I find them in there anyway? But I went looking for yarn that I thought would be enough to make this cowl. And this is, neutral colors, so she'll like that. She can wear it with a lot of different things. The color is called, well, let's just go through all the stuff on here. Okay, the color is called Sandbar Dune. Gosh. It is from Yarn Inspirations. It's a 4-weight. They say use a 4.5 hook or needle. It is 100% polyester, machine wash and dryable. 8.5 ounces, 240 grams, which comes out to 760 yards or 695 meters. There's no wool. And it is just completely soft. I mean, you just want this up against your skin. It's like a big cloud. And surprisingly, it does not frog hard. It's easy to frog. I was really shocked. So I watched the Nastasia channel, has a Mobius shawl. And she says she chained with her 4-weight yarn, and I believe she used a 6mm hook, 126 stitches to do. She did, the shawl that I watched was like a, like double crochet or whatever stitch, chain 1, skip 1, so big windows all over. And she says you just take your stitches and hold it around the shoulders, and if it fits, then that's good enough. That's the size you need. For Fiber Spider's pattern, he was designing it to be flat. You do multiples of 4 plus 7. Well, mine is going to be in the round. On the pattern that, the tutorial that Fiber Spider does, he has a double crochet on both ends to keep your rows straight. Well, I don't need that because I'm meeting in the middle. So I just have 1 double crochet where my pattern meets. And the 2-row repeat. So where the rows change, I come to this well, it's a chain 3, and I'm not counting it as a stitch. But I had to chain like multiples of 4 plus 1. And then you do your first pattern row, then so you chain your multiples of 4 plus 1, join your crochet, join your chain, then you do your first row, then you twist it, and you start working on the opposite side. So the middle has the same, on this, because it's a 2-row repeat, the middle actually is the same stitch on both sides of the chain, and then your row repeats. But your row is actually growing at both ends now. So this is, I put this around my shoulders. Amanda is smaller than I am. She's taller, but she's smaller. And so it looks so tiny to me, but it's almost like my shoulder width. So I'm like, please be big enough for her. That's what I keep saying. Please be big enough for her. Let me take these off. I haven't tried it on over. I mean, I think it's really turning out pretty. And look at the stitches. So it's hard to see, but this is like a cluster row, and then this little, it's a cross. It's an actual X in there. I don't know if you can tell. But it just, because of the fuzz and all that, it might be hard to tell. But it gives it some texture, which I'm loving. It just gives it a little bit of texture, a little bit of row definition. And you can see this is where I started. So it was, this color on one side and this color. It's just the clusters back to back. I'm going to just put it over my shoulders. I haven't done this before, so let's not pull out any stitches. I think I have a stitch marker in wherever it is. Let me just find it. I don't have a stitch marker in, and I am pulling out stitches. I saw a stitch marker. That's how I knew I didn't have one. Because I saw it over here on the table someplace. There it is. This was the stitch marker I was supposed to put in. There we go. Okay, so this is where I am on it right now. But it will have, because it's the Mobius, it'll have that automatic. I mean, it looks like it could be a tank top for a teenager right now. I couldn't wear it that way, but anyway. See, I'm going to be so disappointed if this gets really big. And like, you're supposed to be able to twist it yourself again. And like, for me, I'm thinking it's not big enough. And I'm really going to cry because I'm into it this far. But I've only worked on it like one day. It's like, and not big enough to twist again. But so when it's bigger, everything off. When it's bigger, longer, more rows down, then you put it over your, okay, there. So then it goes over the shoulders, and you can wear it even like a poncho. And then you can also put it up over your face, so like this. And I think she would wear it that way. If I were to pull it out, it doesn't need to be much bigger, but she's smaller than me, so I don't want to make it really. I wish I could try it on her. I think it's close. If it's a little small, she could just wear it like I just had it on, and that would be fine. In Nastasia's pattern, she showed like you doing maybe 3 rounds while she's, you know, helping you through it. Fiber Spider did as well, because he had one on his channel. And then she said, Nastasia said, like, do about 9 more rows. I don't know. I want it to be way bigger than this. That is what I do know. And I'm finding the pattern to be really easy and brainless to do. You know, like, we can drive and I can watch the road and crochet this at the same time. Not that I need to watch the road, but, you know, watch the scenery and all of that. I bought 2 of these cakes because I just had no idea how big it was going to be with one. And this is where I am with one. So not too far into it. And maybe one would have been sufficient. Oh, it's so soft. It won't be enough to make a second one. You know, if one is big enough for Amanda, one cake, a second cake wouldn't be big enough for me. But it would be big enough for Chloe, probably. Or maybe my daughter-in-law, who's even smaller than Amanda. And I think, you know, she may or may not wear it in those colors. More neutral would be, you know, all of the adult women in my family, even the grandkids. They all like the neutral colors. None of them like to stand out in the crowd. So I think it's beautiful. I'm really happy with it. I am not sure what the name is going to be, but it has to have Lynette in it. So I was thinking, is it going to be a gift for Amanda? And I can show this on here because they don't watch my channel. They don't watch my videos. That being said, this, I think I'm going to call it Amanda's gift. No, I can't. That's what I want to call it. But I can't because that's not my name. That's her name. So I was thinking Lynette's gift. I'm not sure if I like that name. The Zoom lady said, yeah, go with that. I don't know. What do you guys think? I need help with the name. What's in a name? That's what I need to know. I need to know what is the name, not what's in the name. Not what's in a name. I need to know what is the name. So I would appreciate any help with that. I hope you guys hung out with us last night to watch the Boggy Blanket Brigade. Nancy was on a roll. We got in over, what did we get in? 152 blankets last night. And she still had 12 more boxes to open. But it was just, she was tired. We were there for almost 3 hours. It's a lengthy time. She's holding up all those blankets, bagging them up. I can't wait to get there and be able to help her when we're in Florida. So that is on the replay. If you missed it, please go back and watch it. We do have a list which is attached to all of my, and theirs, Nancy from She's Got Yarn, Lynanne from Nina's Knots, and Jaxie, Creations by Jax, all have a playlist in the same playlist in our description boxes of designers who have designed blankets with tutorials for Boggy Creek. Mama Swift has some in there. Angela from My Precious Yarnery has some in there. Jaxie, I think, has some in there. Juan has some in there. Several other designers and YouTube podcasters have blankets and designs in there. We appreciate it if you patronize them by using their designs. Tatiana from Tatiana's Blankets and Annette from Tangled in Yarn did make us graphs for Graph-Gan blankets, and they are so adorable, so wonderful. And you can get those on Jaxie's website. I think Tatiana is now offering them on her channel. I think she started doing some videos, and she makes beautiful, beautiful graphs. So please check them out. You can also email the Boggy Blanket Brigade, and Jaxie will send you a PDF with all the graph patterns that have been designed for us. And they are just wonderful if you're into doing graphs. I have one on the hook. I haven't touched it in a while. I've been busy, and I have to be able to sit down with it on the table. I can't do the graph anywhere but on the table. I need writing space. I need crocheting, laying out space for the bobbins. So that is definitely an on-the-table crochet project for me. And I haven't, we moved from the bigger camper to the small camper. Then we moved totally the whole camper. We left our permanent site of 6 or 7 years at Cuddy's Campground in Hartville, Ohio. It's actually Louisville, but we spent many summers there. And now we are done camping there because next summer we'll be in Alaska and on the way to and from for most of the summer. So we gave up our campsite there, and therefore gave up our camper there, which meant a lot of work. Don't realize how much outside equipment you have stored someplace until you go to take it away, and where are you going to put it now when you're living in a camper and traveling. So that was a lot of work for us, and I didn't have a lot of crochet time. But I'm trying to catch up now. So just on a side note, you guys, there's this hand cream, CeraVe. I'm not affiliated, but it is the best darn hand cream on the face of the planet. It definitely has my recommendation. Like I said, not a sponsored thing, just Roy gets cracks in his skin, and this is the only thing that makes it get better, is to use CeraVe. We went through like every hand lotion on the market when he started getting cracks and bleeding in his hands, and Working Hands and Utter Butter and Johnson & Johnson's, and just any hand cream you could possibly come up with. This is what made him better, and it is fabulous. You got to take care of your hands when you crochet, because it dries, crochet dries them out. All better. I love it. So anyway, we are on our way out now. We're going to go into Washington, D.C., see what we can see what's open and closed during the closed government. And we'll have that in a video upcoming. That'll be a travel video. Travel sightseeing, kind of fun. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. All those things that YouTube loves. And see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.